Welcome back. A new Marquette Law School poll is out, and we have a glimpse of what Wisconsin voters are feeling about the shutdown. Broadly, a roughly even split. 38% blaming Republicans, 33% Democrats, and 28% say both.
But when you break it down by party, look at this. Just 2% of Republicans blame their own party. 71% of Republicans say it's Democrats' fault. 0% of Democrats blame their party. 82% pointing the finger at Republicans. Let's bring in Charles Franklin, director of the Marquette Law School poll. Charles, it's always good to see you. Let's start right there. How striking is this divide among Republican and Democratic voters in the state, and who they're blaming for the shutdown?
Well, I think the relatively evenly divide in blame overall is something that we're seeing in other national polling as well. A little more blame to Republicans, but still plenty of blame to go around, and a fair chunk that blame both. But when you go within the party, this is the perfect example of seeing the fault in our opponents and seeing ourselves as completely blameless or nearly completely blameless. It's the independents that have a little bit of a look on this. 63% of independents say both parties are to blame.
Charles, we just heard from Leader Jeffries and Congressman Van Orden, deeply entrenched in their sides this weekend. Are these numbers potentially actually motivating factors for lawmakers to not compromise?
I think that because it's not a heavy skew to one party or the other to blame, relatively even balance between those, at this stage, it'd be hard to say that one party is dramatically suffering greater harm than the other party. That, of course, could change as the travel season ramps up and other potential disruptions occur.
And Charles, as we're now in the midst of open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act, Wisconsin voters are saying that health care is a top concern. Is this one of the reasons, perhaps, in the attention the subsidies have received in recent weeks?
I think so. Healthcare wasn't being mentioned as a most important problem in our polls in June, for example. Now it's the second biggest concern, third highest on the most important problem. And we see 58% want those tax credits for healthcare purchases extended. Just 41% are opposed. But there is a party split on that, with more Republicans saying, let the tax credits expire, more Democrats saying, extend them.
You have new polling, Charles, also on next year's governor's race. 70% of Republicans, roughly 80% of Democrats say that they're undecided in the race for governor. I know we always talk about these polls being a snapshot in time, but is there anything unusual about these numbers right now in this race?
Not especially, actually. If you remember that all of these candidates in both parties for governor are non-incumbents. They're not people who've held the office before. If you look at our primary polling going all the way back to 2012, non-incumbent candidates and parties usually start in the single digits of name ID or maybe the teens. This time we have one, Tom Tiffany, at 39% who recognize his name. And we have three Democrats, Crowley, Rodriguez, and Hung, who are in the 20s among the Democrats, but all the other candidates are in the teens. That's not unusual. In the past, primary candidates haven't gotten well known until we get into June and July. Nevertheless, this poll gives us the baseline that we'll see how it builds from here.
Given this massive number of undecideds, you still did do a hypothetical head-to-head matchups for the primaries. Is there anything we can glean from those at this point?
I think relatively little. Tiffany has got a fairly clear lead in the Republican primary, but he's still at, his support is only in the mid-20s. It's not a commanding lead. And in the Democratic primary, the top vote getter got 6%, and all the other six candidates were less than 6% support. If anybody starts to break out of this field, they will start from such a low base that it'll be kind of striking if somebody moves up. But really, this is truly anybody's game on the Democratic side. I think you'd give Tiffany an edge on the Republican side, but still getting only 24-25% is not enough to declare him the presumptive winner.
Charles Franklin, director of the Marquette Law School poll. Charles, like always, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Up next, shutdown politics meets the food bank.